We're about to test one of the greatest cars in the world. On a track, its acceleration is seemingly endless. The engine management system is more sophisticated than any PC. It's a four-door saloon that does 200 miles an hour. It has a spec that reads like a Formula One car, complete with a V10 engine and a 7-speed gearbox. It's yours for £62,000. This is BMW's mighty M5. Now, BMW have always claimed that their M5 should be good enough to carry 4 people and their luggage in comfort all the way to the south of France, and at the same time be able to live with a supercar on a track. So I've been trying to work out how to put their claims to the test, and I think I've sussed it. We're up here in Salisbury, so it's a nip down to Portsmouth, on the ferry, over to Caen, and then bomb down through France to visit a little town which has a street circuit I always dreamed of racing on but never did. Pau. We were cruising south on Route Nationale 138, which eventually becomes the Mulsanne Strait of Le Mans. Perfect time to start experimenting with the 5-litre V10 engine. The moment we're in relaxed about town mode with only 400 horsepower. But if we just press this little button and we go from 400 horsepower to 507, and the whole engine tone just comes alive. And the amazing thing is that this 507 horsepower doesn't actually feel that ferocious. They just feel this never-ending, glorious surge without any real violence involved. It's one of the all-time great engines, and to help you keep it in the sweet spot, they've squeezed 7 ratios into the gearbox. There is a fully automatic mode, but I prefer shifting manually with the paddles. You also get to choose the actual speed of the changes by selecting one of 6 modes. Having driven the car for somewhat 100 miles or so and played with all these different gear changes, I'm beginning to realise that although mode 1, the slowest change, might give your passengers' necks a slightly easier time, you can actually make even smoother changes in mode 6, the fastest change, just by giving a little lift of the throttle. We'll just demonstrate. Select 3rd gear, build up the revs, up, lift, woof, through it goes. Didn't notice that at all. Well, blasting up and down through the gears, the computer tells me I'm only getting about 15 miles to the gallon, but then for this sort of performance, that's not really that bad. But that means my range is only about 220 miles. So we've got to fill up. After another couple of hours, we reached our overnight stop at La Rochelle, where we suddenly realised quite how ordinary the car looks. Only a connoisseur would spot the telltale M5 details. But then, to the executives who buy these, the discreet styling is just as important as the awesome performance. Morning, crew. Hey, look, I want you to listen to the engine start up. It's a bit bizarre for all the beautiful sounds of yesterday, because actually on tick over, it can sound a bit rough. Hardly enough trying to V10 until you just cut the throttle there. Another thing I want you to look at is this heads-up display I've been using all the way down with a sat-nav. And it's brilliant because the whole route here, I haven't had to take my eyes off the road at all. And I think these displays will be a must-have for all the cars of the future. Time to go. Pack the camera away. Come on, let's get on the road. Considering that a Ferrari 575 has just 7 extra horsepower and yet costs nearly 100 grand more, the £62,000 M5 is a bit of a bargain, which makes it even more enjoyable. We soon got to Po, and even the rain didn't spoil the thrill of finally driving round a track I'd only seen in old movies. After Monaco, it's the second oldest street circuit. Then down the gears, boom, boom, boom. But today, racing is saved for high days and holidays. So it was up the road to sister track Po Arnaud for the final part of our test. Now, at the end of this pit straight, there's an amazing blind right-left. Ready to get up to 4th gear. You just clip the one curve and it just throws you to the left one. And at the bottom are 2 right-handers, which, if you want to have fun, can be taken as 1. Understeer there at high speed, with a snap of oversteer at the end. This is a hell of a track. Down to 2nd, to the left, right. Ooh, silly bit. One way, then up the other way. Oversteer on the way out. Oh. I think you could get a bit carried away. You have to remember the M5 is a big, heavy car. You've got to have a little bit of respect. That weight just throws the front out, and then of course when you're braking in long braking distances, you just need a bit more room. The car's slightly lazier in its reactions. Amazing thing is the brakes are holding up brilliantly for such a tight circuit. One more, flick it, power. Now on the throttle then. Backs out. Catch it on the throttle. Bit more throttle. Now lift up the throttle as we dive into the corner. Got to remember, I've driven this car. Concentrate, Tiff. You've got to remember, I've driven this car all the way from England with all our luggage and the camera kit, and now I'm doing this to it. What a car! It's got heart beating, that's for sure. Unfortunately, the waiting list is such that if you ordered one today, it wouldn't arrive until mid-2007. However, join us in a moment and we'll show you a way of getting an M5 fix a bit quicker with our latest 5th gear competition.